Argentina is the first to bring justice to those responsible for the dictatorship and one of the few to clearly prohibit military intervention in internal security. The design created in the early years of the transition to democracy was aimed at legalizing the civil-military relationship in order to clearly separate what was right from what was illegal and to make a break with the tradition of coup d'etat. In 2003, the Argentine Supreme Court ruled that the laws protecting military personnel from prosecutions were unconstitutional. As of 2010, more than 800 accused face criminal charges and 200 have faced sentence. Argentine authorities today express strong support for prosecuting past crimes. Current prosecutions include leaders, direct perpetrators, and civilians who contributed to the crimes, including priests, judges, and former ministers. In addition, human rights groups filed thousands of petitions for obtaining reparations granted by Congress in early 1990s. Although the reparation policy was criticized as a political tool to hide impunity, in the end it was a significant program that helped to consolidate the idea of state responsibility, and it continues to offer many lessons for reparative justice worldwide. The Center of Transnational Justice works with local civil societies and state actors to facilitate prosecutions, identify gender-based crimes, and document Argentinians' experience with transnational justice. The court, in partnership with the Center of Legal and Social Studies, CELS, have realized the next activities. In the criminal justice subject, they provide technical advice to state prosecutors and local NGOs working on criminal prosecutions. They also assist the Attorney General Office to develop procedural strategies and engage with victims. In the gender-based violence subject, they help identify gender-based components of systematic human rights abuses that are often buried, and produce guidelines to help the prosecutor's office to identify gender-based crimes and release a paper on the subject. In the media, they help to accurately report on issues of criminal justice. In 2010, they successfully campaigned for the trials to open to the press. Finally, in the sharing knowledge subject, the Center of Transnational Justice contributed to the documenting and disseminating analysis on these lessons, and at the end of 2011, the Center of Transnational Justice published a book of 8 essays by social scientists, lawyers, academics, and prosecutors on the Argentine experience.
In 1976, Argentina's military seized power amid political instability, economic crisis, and left-wing insurgency. The dictatorship, lasting until 1983, led to widespread human rights abuses, with an estimated 30,000 people disappearing during the Dirty War. The military not only targeted armed insurgents, but also civilians, students, and intellectuals. By 1982, public discontent driven by economic failures and the Falklands War led to the regime's collapse and a return to democracy. After democracy was restored, civil society, including families of the disappeared, played a key role in pressuring the new government to confront the past. In 1983, President Raúl Alfonsín created CONADEP to investigate human rights violations. The commission documented thousands of cases, leading to the publication of the Nunca Más report, which exposed the horrors of the dictatorship. Civil society organizations like the Mothers of the Plaza de Mayo were essential in keeping these crimes in the public eye and demanding accountability. Without their persistent efforts, many abuses might have been forgotten or ignored. Despite CONADEP's dissolution in 1984 and the passing of amnesty laws like the Full Stop Law in 1986, civil society continued to fight for justice. Their perseverance led to the eventual repeal of these laws in the 2000s, allowing trials against former military officials to resume. So basically, the role of civil society in Argentina was crucial in confronting the atrocities of the dictatorship and pushing for justice. Their unwavering commitment ensured that the crimes of the past were brought to light, helping to secure accountability and shape Argentina's path toward justice and reconciliation.
In the dark days of Argentina military dictatorship, a nation who plunged into chaos, human rights were trampled and countless lives were lost. But from the ashes of this tragic era, a remarkable story of justice and reconciliation will emerge. Following the return of democracy, Argentina embarked on a journey to address the crimes of the past. The country's legal system was reformed to allow for the persecution of those responsible for the dictatorship. As you may know, the survivors suffered unimaginable horrors, but they never lost hope that justice will prevail in their system. The pursuit of justice was not without its challenges, obviously. Civil society organizations played a crucial role in advocating for victims' rights and pushing for accountability. Argentina's efforts to address its past included not only legal proceedings, but also restorative justice measures. Reparation programs were established to provide support and compensations to the victims and their families, obviously. While progress has been made, there's still much work to be done. Obviously, the memory of the past must be honored in our world and also in Argentina, and lessons must be learned from the future. Argentina's journey towards transitional justice offers a powerful example of how a nation can confront its darkness chapter and emerge stronger than ever. By facing the past, the country has paved the way for a more just and equitable future. Thank you.